In a stunning move, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has dealt a major blow to California's concealed carry law. The three-judge panel struck down a requirement used by some sheriffs and police chiefs in that state that residents had to prove, quote-unquote, good cause to get a license to carry a concealed firearm. Now, it's just a matter of what happens next. Will Attorney General Kamala Harris be given the opportunity to ask a larger panel of judges from the Ninth Circuit, called an en banc panel, to overturn that decision? Or will the Peruta case be the next major Second Amendment case headed to the Supreme Court? I talked with Michelle Laxon, who is one of the plaintiffs in the case, and as she told me, she was denied a permit by Sheriff Bill Gore in San Diego County, just like Ed Peruta, and that the sheriff is the one person standing in the way of her Second Amendment right to protect herself. Take a look.
To shake him. I want to shake him and just tell Sheriff Gore to walk in my shoes and every other woman's shoes.
Michelle is able to bring her firearm here to the range anytime she wants to practice, but ironically, she can't bring it with her when she needs it the most for personal protection.
It was very, very frustrating. My job, being a single woman, traveling all over the country, driving home in the middle of the night, and being alone, carrying cash. In my lifetime, I've had a couple close calls. I was driving from a salon class and had a few people surround the car and stole my purse, stole my money, and threatened me. So it is scary.
That's because Sheriff Bill Gore here in San Diego County doesn't think Michelle has proven to him that she needs a concealed carry permit.
They shut me down immediately. I didn't carry enough cash.
The sheriff becomes judge and jury, and only the good people are suffering here. The bad guys aren't going to be impacted at all.
I never actually ended up getting my carry permit. I got denied twice. He's the one person standing between my right, and it shouldn't be that way.
It's discriminatory. No one should have to prove they deserve a Second Amendment right more than somebody else. That's why I believe that the just cause reason was unconstitutional.
There's no documentation on what good cause needs to be, that I need to be held at gunpoint, that I need to be raped, the bar so high that nobody actually qualifies for a good cause.
And so a lot of times people are forced to choose between breaking the law and carrying a firearm to defend themselves, or taking the risk that the police are going to be there to protect them, which I wouldn't stake my life on that.
Especially in our rural areas. Actually, it's the homeowners that are the real first responders. It's going to take us minutes to get there when seconds count. And so having them have the ability to defend themselves is very important.
Major ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has thrown a big wrench to California's law on carrying concealed weapons.
I was thrilled. The good cause was deemed unconstitutional, because it is.
Total celebration. This is a pure win for California residents.
It's like a shot sent out across the nation saying, wait a minute, we have a Constitution, and you can't pick and choose which part of the Constitution you like and you don't like. It all counts.
Justices got it. The sheriffs right now have sole discretion on this decision in the state of California, but taking away their shield of saying, oh, you haven't got good cause is beautiful.
One of the judges specifically made very clear that a woman might need to have a handgun in her purse walking home through a bad neighborhood at night. When you look at the Ninth Circuit, it is not a friend of the Second Amendment.
No.
Were you really surprised?
I was so proud to see that that judge put himself in someone else's shoes, that he walked with empathy, and he stood for making this wrong right.
And believe me, having the just cause was a form of gun control. And so I was thrilled to hear that they are upholding our Second Amendment rights, and no one should have to prove just cause. The bad guys, they don't care about laws, they don't care about court decisions, they have guns. And it's about time our law-abiding citizens have that same availability.
Absolutely. They totally took that from the aspect of a true reality that happens on a daily basis. That personal protection is something that everybody should be afforded in this state.
That's a huge decision, because the judges on this panel got it. They were true to the intentions behind the Heller decision. Bearing arms means carrying arms. Unfortunately, many other courts have not done that. So the next step that needed to be taken, and that was taken in the Peruta case, was extending the Second Amendment outside the home to carrying in public. And many of those counties have started to issue licenses. They've been flooded with applications.
When we raise our right hand and we swear that oath, we have to take it seriously. And I'm proud to say that in Fresno County, where I'm sheriff, we have issued more than any other county. And I believe ultimately sheriffs will realize that armed, law-abiding citizens will be a benefit to them in their counties.
Oh yeah, people come in every day and say, I'd like a nice little gun to put in my purse. My wife wants to learn how to shoot. It happens every day, multiple times a day.
Even if they aren't carrying a concealed weapon or own guns at home, that they just want to know that they've got the freedom and the right to do what they need to do.
What are the odds, do you think, what they're saying is unconstitutional, the good cause requirement, that's going to stick?
Well, that's the next step, to take the 3-judge panel ruling to what's called an en banc panel and ask 11 Ninth Circuit justices to review the decision.
Sheriff Gore had the option to go to the full en banc review. He decided not to. What do you think that says?
I think Gore is scared that the community is standing up for something different, and it's a threat.
But now the Attorney General is trying to intervene in that case so that she can ask for en banc review. But if Peruta is overturned, and the odds are 2-1, then it's up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has got to get involved.
It is just an opportunity to keep guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens. That's how I see it.
This is not an overstatement. There is an epic battle going on right now for the future of the Second Amendment. The stakes are no lower than that.
I think we're in for a long fight, and I'm willing, I'm ready. I've got my sleeves rolled up and my feet in the trenches, and I'm going to keep talking about it and get as many people on board and fighting behind us as possible.
Don't sit back and think that there's going to be some kind of rescue from any court, including the Supreme Court, because you can't count on it. But you have to do everything that you can to get the right people on the court, to get the right people in office, to be registered to vote.
Creep has set in. They take bits and pieces, and we must not allow the actions of a few cowards who are bent on evil to promote any laws that will infringe upon the constitutional liberties of responsible citizens who have broken no laws.
The Second Amendment is the tip of the spear in that cultural divide. And what it means for Americans is going to determine to what extent politicians can strip away all our rights, not just our Second Amendment rights.
It's a very scary world right now, and we know that we can make a difference, and we walk with passion. We'll have the perseverance to see it through, and we're not going to give up.